And ladies and gentlemen, as Bunnysays, we're back. We're just going to continue on and going to the dispensary here. Now, I don't know if we need to go into the dispensary or go into the morgue. You said the morgue is connected to the dispensary, but so does that mean... Okay, well, maybe we have to go into the dispensary to get to the morgue, so let's do that. Let's see if, what's this guy's name?
How can I help you?
Tell me, Doctor, do you have a morgue in your dispensary?
Yes, it is the busiest place in the building.
We would like to see it.
The door at the far end. The one with the unpleasant smell.
Very good. Farewell, Doctor.
See you soon, perhaps. And take care of yourself.
Anyway, about that story I was talking about before. I was enjoying the episodes from the...
Look, Holmes. A list of the recently dead. How sad.
I see names that have something in common.
Really? Let's take a look at it. List of recent deaths. Okay, list of recent deaths from the morgue to the cemetery. Sarah Ferguson, 56 years old, died of malnutrition. Oliver Boxall, 14 years old, died of malnutrition. 14. That's sad. David Levy, 45 years old, died of malnutrition. There seems to be a common theme here. Sally Petticoat, 17 years old. John Hamilton, 19 years old. Same cause of death. Suicide by poisoning. To be buried in the same part of the cemetery. They're going to be married. That's sad. James Barnaby, 32 years old, killed by 23 knife wounds. Okay. Harry Copperfield, 65 years old, died of exhaustion and malnutrition. Okay.
What do you think, Holmes?
Okay, well. But,
I understand now why my colleague keeps quiet about his morgue. This place is a real mess.
Concentrate, Watson. We must look for clues about Grape Ape's friends.
Okay, I don't know if I said it before, but I found out where Toby was. There was inside at Baker Street, the house, there was a rug with Toby on it. I was reading the Sign of the Four, and in the story, Toby is a dog that Holmes says is worth more than the many of the people at many detectives. And he turns out he gets Watson to go get Toby from a animal purveyor, animal seller,
Look at the state of the instruments. They've probably never been cleaned.
Really? It says it looks all rusted. Okay, it says Kurtz.
This is Kurtz's overall, so he really does work at the morgue. Strange that he left his overall here.
Holmes, this is Kurtz. We've just found one of the Bishop of Knightsbridge's murderers.
Let's see, is there anything else we
I need something.
Oh, really? Okay, let's... Okay, we don't... Okay. Oh.
Perfect.
It's a map underneath... Well... Oh, what was that?
A small metal stem.
One of the buttons, maybe?
2 keys.
Well, well. This Kurtz was carrying a lot of things.
He certainly was. 2 keys. There. Okay. But Toby was a small dog that Holmes uses to locate someone, to follow a scent. That's why I say rug. Okay, we can't go through that door. Is there anything else in this room we get? Okay, apparently not.
We must find the place indicated with the cross on the map we found in the morgue.
Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at that map. Okay, we look at the map. Okay, I would like to... What's this? The Gambler. You've never failed to play the game. Prison Break. A trusty comrade is always of use. Well done. Yet one got away. What's this one? A fine romance. The most winning woman I ever knew was hanged for poisoning. But I digress. You found the letter. That's right. In one of the stories, Sherlock Holmes says the most winning woman he ever met had poisoned their 3 children for the insurance money. And I believe the most winning man he said he ever met was somebody who had killed or stabbed somebody like 53 times or something like that. Something ridiculous. Or was murdered like 15 people or something. It was a serial killer or something like that. Okay. So here's the plan. I guess. So, what is that, a T? No. Okay, that's a tomb. Is that the tombstone? Oh, it's inside that room we can get into. Oh, that's why we get the keys. Okay, alright, got it. It's back in the cemetery. Okay, got it. Let's take a walk out here. Thank you, sir, for the use of your morgue. It's always fun to read the stories. I might do some quiet readings of some of the stories. I did check, and remember that stories before the, I think 1925, I think it is, public domain. And I checked on the Sherlock Holmes stories themselves. They're in the United States. They are specifically public domain. That's one of the reasons why, by the way, that you constantly see stories of Sherlock Holmes in them and stuff like that, because anyone can write, anyone can put Sherlock Holmes in a story, and it's not, there's no copyright or anything like that, so you can't get sued or anything for it. So I assume that's why you'll see a lot of TV shows or a lot of stories or whatever will use Sherlock Holmes. And you'll see a lot of ones with same thing goes for Cthulhu and various other guys around that time, H.G. Wells and that type of stories, stuff like that, Time Machine and stuff like that. You'll see this over and over again all the time because I assume these keys go into this block.
Perfect.
Turn. There we go. What's going on? Am I doing something with this? Or? Okay, that's it, right? Oh, okay. What was... Okay, let's stick the keys in there, and maybe I have to turn them at the same time, or...
No, it is unnecessary.
Oh.
No, it is unnecessary.
Okay, but the... Okay, I assume it's just open, right? I mean, what... doing with this thing here? Am I supposed to... Oh.
It's open.
Oh, what do you know? Oh, we had to push the bolt all the way the rest of the way through. Okay.
Here, this hut is on the map. Let us search it from top to bottom, Watson.
Oh,
yes.
what a jumble.
Okay, it is sort of a mess, but it's okay. The little thing's pointing. Ooh, hatchet. Okay. A letter of some sort. Note from cemetery. Note to all employees. Fell the lover's tree to make place for another grave. If the famine doesn't end, we can expect a lot of customers. Chief P. Long. Okay, apparently there's some place called the Lover's Tree. He wants to cut the tree down to...
How is it that there is no room in this cemetery?
There's all 10 people here. All people that die constantly in this place.
Impossible to open it.
I just had an axe. That should do it.
Bags filled with nails. There are a lot of them. Well, really.
I can see a large crack. I'll need something thin.
Okay. I have the knife. Pocket knife.
A hole was drilled a short while ago. There is a sack inside this hole. Let us see what is inside it.
Looks like silverware and some other stuff. Note from the cemetery bandits. I wanted to do what you told me to, but it didn't all fit in. So I've closed the chest and have hidden the rest with Romeo and Juliet, the two newcomers. Oh, those are the two people that died, the two people that were going to be married. So I've closed the chest and hidden the rest with Romeo and Juliet.
We are making headway. How do we know what this means?
This message confirms that we are on the right track.
Valuable objects. But what are they doing here?
Obviously, they're all stolen.
Bags filled with nails. There are a lot of them. Well, really.
Okay. Let's see if I can
Valuable
use...
objects. But what are they doing here? Valuable
Okay. No, wait, what was that about?
Bags filled...
Okay,
Look,
here we go.
This chest has been nailed to the floor. This box has been placed so that no one can move or open it. Look, this chest has...
Okay, we know that.
Look.
Oh, okay, it's just saying it while I'm looking at the... Okay. I guess that's it. Now we need to see Romeo and Juliet, I guess. Figure out what they are. But yeah, there's so I thought I might do some readings of Sherlock Holmes stories. I guess Romeo and Juliet might be one of the newer graves. Right?
This dark, damp earth is the same type as that which was found at the Bishop of Knightsbridge's home.
Okay.
This must be the gravedigger's cabin.
Well, judging by the state of this place, they don't work very often.
Impossible to open it.
Really? Can I use my...
Impossible to open it. Closed.
Okay. So I need what, keys or something of some sort? What do I do now?
Let's find the Lover's Tree, Holmes.
Okay, the Lover's Tree. What would I'm guessing this big one, right? I mean... Yep, let's take a look.
Here is our tree. Let us examine the inscriptions.
Oh, okay, that's why. Sally and John.
Sally and John. This design was the last to be done. Sally and John is engraved here as a symbol of their love.
Oh, okay. It's Julia and Edvin, Ava and Ben, Maria, Brian, and I love you. Okay, Sally and John. So, does that mean we find a grave that says Sally and John on it? What do we do, Watson?
We must find Sally and John's grave.
Okay. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at this one.
Nothing of interest here.
Okay. It's funny when he when he walks, that looks like Sally
Yes,
and John.
it must be there.
So,
I need something.
yeah, shovel. There was a shovel next to the. I know there was a shovel here. Here it is. Wasn't it here? Yes.
This shovel belongs to the cemetery workers.
You frighten me, Holmes.
Yes, it's sort of. If you see Holmes as a character, he's actually very interesting. People seem to forget there are several times
I need
when
something.
Sherlock Holmes fails.
This must be the grave. Dig quickly, Watson.
Very well, Holmes. Look, a metal
Watson,
box.
start digging. That is very Sherlock Holmes. So.
The lock on this box is rather sophisticated.
This box comes from a bank. The criminals must have held on to it after a hold-up.
Maybe what does that mean? Why did it? What is it? Okay, well, place. Oh, what? Let me up. Oh, there we go. Okay. What does that mean? It doesn't. They don't go sideways? Or? What? Okay. Okay, take them and I can move them over one. Yeah, okay. I'm assuming it's the same as this number here, right? I mean, okay. Okay, let me get rid of the 5. I need the 8, right? Wait, the 8 doesn't move. Oh, wait, the 8 doesn't move at all? Okay, hold on, let me. Okay, hold on, let me reset this. Okay, there we go. Oh, I can do like that. Okay, alright, gotcha. So, say we want one of the 4s. Okay, let's move these guys. Okay. So, let's start from the end. We'll move Okay, let's do that. Let's now... Okay, so we want the 6... 6, 4. Then we want the 4 to be here. So let's move that there. Then we need a 5 here. No, let's not do that. Let's put that there for a minute. Next number we want is 5, so we want to move these two, right? Yeah, so, okay. No. Want to do like that. And the next number we want is 5, so we'll have to do that. Oh, you know what? Let me see if we can move them down. There we go. Oh, good. We can do that. Okay, perfect. Okay. Like that. Now, why can't we... Oh, you can't have individual numbers? Is that what's going on? Or... Oh, really? Okay, so I can't move the 2. Oh, you have to move them by 2s, huh? Okay. So I can move the 7 back now. Okay. Again, let's do this. So we have to put them in. Okay, alright. Okay, so let's do that. And the other 4 we want here. Okay, so let's move this over here. Okay, there we go. Let's move these down. Okay, we got 4, 6, 4. Then we want the 5. 3, 5. We need the 3 there. Okay. Maybe I could do this and okay, now there we go, that's what I'll end up doing. Okay, there we go, we get the 5 there. Okay, yeah. Let's do this. Then there we go. There we go.
There we are. It is simplicity itself.
No, that wasn't that simple. What are you talking about? Okay. Oh, what do we have here? Key.
This key must be important to be hidden here.
A couple of candelabras, looks like. And a hammer.
A hammer covered in blood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody just went in.
Holmes, there is someone in that hut.
I saw, Watson. Come, and keep your revolver at the ready, just in case.
Mm-hmm. Can't we get anything more from this,
These candlesticks are undoubtedly stolen.
A hammer covered in blood.
Are we taking it, or... So we can leave it there, or... I guess we're leaving it there. We got the key, so I guess we don't need the hammer covered in blood, apparently. Alright, you open up.
Open up. We're not the police. Do not be alarmed.
That's a strange way of reassuring someone.
Well, we are armed. So open up or we're going to start shooting.
Holmes, they are children. My God, one of them is hurt.
What do you want? Don't come any closer. Are you the police?
Don't be afraid. I am a doctor. I'm going to look at your friend's wound.
Wait, Watson. I've got some questions to ask these children.
This is urgent, Holmes. In this filthy place, the risk of infection is very high, and the wound could get worse with every second lost.
The immediate danger for these children is not so much the wound as Mr. Fletcher.
Who?
Look at the wound, Watson. It's thin and precise. It was made by a sharp, well-kept blade. Any other blade, less well-kept, would have torn the tissue around it, and its size would be irregular.
So what does that imply?
In this area, who would take such great care with a blade? A butcher, of course. And the only butcher in the area is Samuel Fletcher, who at this moment is replacing a window that has been forced open. He's a man to hold grudges, as anyone around here will tell you.
The children are in danger.
A man as skillful with a knife as a butcher, and with a bad reputation to match, could easily strike a fatal blow by cutting the child's jugular. If he hasn't done it, it's surely because these little thieves broke into his shop at night to steal a piece of meat. The poor lighting in this area saved them. I can assure you that Mr. Fletcher has spent the day trying to trace these children, and if he finds them, wounds will be the least of their problems.
That's true. What do you want? Don't let the butcher find us.
Okay. Don't be afraid.
Dr. Watson will see to your wound, but the treatment won't be free. I don't need to remind you that life is hard. You know that already. Give me the address of a certain Kurtz, and the doctor will dress your wound. No address, no treatment.
Oh.
I can't tell you, mister. Kurtz is a dangerous madman.
Holmes, you go too far. You have frightened the poor child.
Well, I didn't mean to say that. I would say, don't worry, we'll take care of you. Don't be afraid.
Justice is sometimes harsh, young man. If the police hear about this breaking and entering, they will see Mr. Fletcher's side of the story.
No, don't call the police. Please, mister. We don't want to end up in prison.
I'm looking for a certain Kurtz.
I can't tell you, mister.
In that case, I must take the side of justice. You and your brother are thieves.
All right, don't call the police. Kurtz is a dangerous madman. He's called the Colonel round here. I heard he was in the Boer War in Africa. He lives in Batty Street next to the wine shop. The way he smells, he must be a good customer.
Good. Watson, see to the wound. Never mind about the police.
That was very mean. I didn't mean to do that. That was, I need to be a little more, I guess I need to be a little more, careful with how I respond to people. Kurtz lives in Betty Street next door to a wine merchant. Okay. Good enough.
We must protect these children from that butcher, Holmes.
It won't be necessary. I've had dealings with Samuel Fletcher before now. He's not the monster I've made him out to be. If he had wanted to kill them, he would have done so, even in dim light. By wounding the little thief, he wanted to warn him never to set foot in his shop again. Forget Mr. Fletcher, Watson.
You mean you lied to frighten those poor children?
Exactly. Clever, wasn't it?
That was a little mean. I mean, Holmes isn't always that mean. He isn't. I mean, he is. Let's put it this way: Holmes isn't exactly a people person. Yes, but he's not that sort. Well, maybe he is sometimes. Okay, we're going to.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Let's go to. Okay, Whitechapel Street, looking for Kurtz. Got it. What was he again? What street was he on? Okay, he lives in Batty Street, next to the wine shop. Okay, Batty Street. I guess we're looking for Batty Street. Okay. I love the scenery here in this place. I mean, they really look rather nice. Let's see. character designs are pretty nice as well. So what's this place? Cemetery, or what is this? Okay, let's talk to this little boy.
You ain't from round here. You shouldn't stay here. It ain't healthy.
Oh yeah, I talked to him. Oh, got a badge for what? For talking to that kid twice? Number lever. Without respect for your natural acumen, you handled it very well. You opened the safe box. Okay, and this was a very fine loafer. There you are, the makings of a very fine loafer. Oh. Well, I guess from speaking to these people, speaking to the people more than once. Okay, this is Buck's Row. Been here.
A little
Okay.
polishing on your shoes, mister. They need it.
Very well could.
A little
Right.
polishing on your shoes, mister. They need it.
No, that might be a good shoe shine to get some money. Okay, now maybe I go down here.
Nothing of interest here.
Okay, apparently they won't let me get down there. Let me look at the map for a minute. Whitechapel, oh, I guess I was in fast travel. Okay, no, okay, here we go, Whitechapel. There's Alden Street, Garden Street. Where's Betty Street? Brewery. Maybe this is Betty Street. It says brewery. Okay, no. Well, no, that's... Any one of these could be Betty Street, I guess. Next to... Factory, shelter... Theater. St. Mary Station. Okay. Okay, this is almost no help, no help whatsoever. Okay, guess we're just gonna have to find it ourselves. Let's go run on and see if we can find Batty Street. I don't remember if there was a Batty Street around. There's the rat. Bucks Row still. Bucks Row. Okay. Okay, Bucks Row. Okay. Okay, apparently Bucks Row ends. Okay. Bumping into something here. Can't go down that way. I guess we're going down here. This poor woman, what is she out in the street? Or what happened to her?
My husband can't pay the rent. We've got nowhere to go.
Well, your stuff is thrown out in the street. Guess you're better off than this guy. Okay, this may be some missionary woman or teaching these kids how to sew. So what is this? Okay. What street am I on here? I don't know what street this is. Is the butcher? It's Berner. Okay, Berner Street. Okay. Okay, it's packing case maker. Okay, this looks like a sign of a brewery. Right? International Working Men's Club. Okay. Oh, this is the Chinese place here. Okay, that's Banner Street. Okay, Banner Street has the... Okay. Must have been fairly close by. I probably didn't even notice it. Okay. Here's the dispensary. Okay. Has to be fairly close by. I mean, okay, okay, that doesn't go anywhere. Dead end. Let's keep on going and head this way. Betty Street. Here we go. Oh, what was? It was right next to us. They are making a butcher. Oh, that's Sam Fletcher Butcher. Okay, that's Betty Street. Salonovich, boot and shoe repair. What do we have here? Let's take a look at that sign. Read it.
Batty Street.
So maybe it's on the map now or something. Donovan Brothers.
Batty Street.
Okay. Okay, where is the... Maybe this must be it, I imagine.
Closed.
And, oh boy. We have our key. Aha!
My God, Holmes, it's appalling. And the smell. But what can have happened here?
Ew.
Stay calm, Watson. Take note of every detail and be careful not to move anything.
Very well, Holmes.
Okay, let's take a look at this. There is a... Apparently a dead guy and two really cut up dead dogs. And I can't tell if the guy died because of the dogs or if the... I don't think so. He doesn't look like he's been sliced up by the dogs. Let me see here. God, don't tell me I have to use the scissors on this guy.
What terrible wounds. The dogs must have been rabid.
Oh, okay. Rabid.
This part is in shreds. The skin tissue has decomposed, yet the death is recent.
Yeah.
Only a dog could inflict so deep a wound, but it appears that the wound was gnawed at afterwards. Let us look at our deduction board, Watson.
What? No, wait a minute. Hold on. Make the right... I didn't even, I didn't get any... Okay. There it is. The bishop tears the aggressive's fingers off with his teeth. Yeah, the guy was missing a finger. I noticed. Okay. The man. There are numerous bite wounds on this man's body. Yeah, it's sort of obvious. The murderers had a poison that causes madness. This can't be right. I can't. I need more clues than this. I don't have any. Okay, they're not. Yeah, they're not. No, this can't be right. I can't. Let me look at him more.
Please take note, Watson.
The same finger that we found at the Bishop of Knightsbridge's house. Holmes!
Over his... The dog wounds.
It is a dog bite. I can see the tooth marks.
Yeah. Now the dogs won't gnawed on him afterwards, so the dogs are alive now, but they're dead now, so that means... hold on. We need to look at other stuff here. Let's look at these dogs first.
This part is in shreds. The skin tissue has decomposed, yet the death is recent.
So... If he fought back and was attacking the dogs are all wounded, they wouldn't sit there and gnaw at him, would they?
The skin was deeply torn.
What a horrible wound.
Maybe the dogs gnawed at him. He was poisoned, so the dogs went mad and tore at each other and killed each other. Let's see, anything else on the dogs here? I forget that you can actually look around the scene too. You don't necessarily have to look at the dogs themselves. Maybe the blood or something around. Okay, that's that dog. Let's look at the other one. This dog's ears are all bitten off.
This part is in shreds. The skin tissue has decomposed, yet the death is recent.
Okay.
The skin was deeply torn.
What a horrible wound.
Okay, he's saying the same thing for both dogs, I guess. Now let's see what that thing was on the ground. A note or something there. Oh wait, there's... Well, there's a lot of stuff here, hold on.
The dog's bowl is empty.
Yeah, no kidding. We're eating the guy. Okay, let's see what this is.
Someone wrapped some meat up in this newspaper. The blood is still fresh.
What is this blue thing here? What is this branch?
Grapes! What are they doing there?
Odd. Very odd.
This is yesterday's newspaper. Someone brought food for the dogs, probably just before the fight broke out.
And just after they had been fed, they attacked a man to eat him. Incredible.
Really? That's very weird. Okay, let's get out of here for a minute.
An old photo. It's written to our comrade Jeremy Kurtz from Commando J. Malan, Bloemfontein, 1883.
Kurtz served as a Boer commando. He fought against his country.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
A torn piece of a letter.
Kurtz's letter. Colonel, I have heard that the heads of the Malin Commando do not appreciate your operating methods. Methods that they judge as being too expeditious, even cruel. We are defending our land. Our cause is wholly unjust. We need combatants who are honorable and motivated, not wealth-hungry assassins. There's no room here for opportunists like you.
It seems to be a letter of dismissal.
Apparently he was killing people for money, so they just got rid of him.
A military badge of the 58th Infantry Regiment of Her Majesty, and a letter stipulating Kurtz's exclusion from the unit. He served in 1881.
At that time, the regiment served in South Africa. Kurtz was in the Boer War.
Apparently our friend Kurtz served in both camps in South Africa and was never a colonel, but that doesn't surprise me.
A traitor, deserter, and a false colonel. What a charming gentleman.
A newspaper covering the war in South Africa. Kurtz must have been following the war with some interest.
The Boer War is abominable, and it still rages.
What year is this again? Okay. Oh, what's this? What is it? Oh.
What a horrible wound.
We need to look at more stuff.
Size 9. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers.
Aha, size 9 was the size that we were looking at. One of these sizes, and there was 9 and 9.5. Okay, anything else going on here? Oh,
Size 9. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. I think we have some clues going on. Okay. Is there anything else to look at here? There's a ton of stuff. There's another thing. Okay, let's see what that is.
The material on this tray is rather odd.
What? Oh, okay. What is this stuff?
A small burner.
What is this?
Small burnt balls.
A pipe with a strange smell.
There can be no doubt. Judging by the material on the tray and the pipe, the man smoked opium.
Opium? I doubt if this man could have made his drug here. He would have needed a real laboratory.
Oh. Well, these are really nice little pieces of thing. But okay. Just checking the whole thing there. Okay. Now, is there anything else?
Let us look at our deduction board, Watson.
Okay. Well, we're going to save that for next time. Okay, because do I have everything? Do I look at everything here now? Yep, pretty much, I think. We're going to save the deduction board for next time. I'm going to keep playing, so I'm just going to keep going. So, this Bunnysays, thank you for joining me. I hope you join me again for the next episode, so just keep watching, and we'll take a look at our deduction board and see what's going on. So, see you next time.